guess I'll start before that, though. When I was in North Carolina, my dog and and my sons used to go camping in Uwharrie National Forest. If you've watched TV shows like Finding Bigfoot, there was a man named John Green who had a very good infrared video of a Sasquatch, and that was the first episode my sons and I ever watched of Finding Bigfoot. And then when my older son and I went camping, we didn't realize we were in pretty much the same place where that video was taken. So we joked about it. We weren't really into Bigfoot at the time. We joked about it, and we'd be hiking around. Oh, that's Bigfoot structure. That's Bigfoot, and we were just laughing about it. So then things started happening after we kept going to the same place. Like one time the sun had just gone down. We had the fire going. It was me and my two sons, and every tree frog in the world was chirping or whatever frogs do, and it was loud. It was really, really loud, and then all of a sudden it just went silent, and we heard a woo, and I'm sitting there, probably an owl, and my son was like, "That was no owl, Dad." And so we were all on pins and needles, and sure enough, we heard the classic branch breaks, and a couple rocks got thrown in our camp, and we were excited and kind of freaked out, and it was fun. We had a great time. We went back the next week and hoping that something like that would occur. And I don't know if they didn't appreciate my sons being there or what, but not a lot happened when I was with my sons after that. But being a teacher at the time, I had summers off, and I would go up there with my dog to the same area, and almost every time something would happen. It was crazy. One night, it was quiet. Like I said, not a lot of tree frogs, and it was a very quiet night, but nothing, no Bigfooty kind of stuff was really happening. And so my dog and I got in our tent and went to sleep. But then in the middle of the night, I hear somebody rummaging around in my cooler. Now at the time, I thought raccoons or something. I was going to wake up to a big mess. And because I heard crash, kind of something rummaging through that, I'm thinking my lantern's going to be busted and there's going to be food all around. And I rolled over and went back to sleep, to be honest. But the next morning, there was no mess. And my lantern was placed back on top of the cooler. And I was like, that was crazy. I looked around for footprints and anything else I could find, but the ground was really hard, and I didn't see anything that time. But that was interesting. That was really cool. And the weird thing is my dog never moved. She didn't wake up. And that's what always happened with my dog. I think she thought they were people, and so she didn't even pay them any mind. But in the same place, this is where I had my first actual sighting. It was a really hot day in North Carolina. It was like 105 degrees in the shade, and we went off and found a reservoir so the dog could cool off, and we came back and my phone was dead. So I had that plugged in my car, and I'm just sitting in the shade looking over sort of a coulee that kind of went down and then up, and I'm just sitting in a chair minding my own business, kind of looking out, and then I saw it just on the other side of the coulee, up about halfway by a big old pine tree. They could see the classic, it was like tall, I don't know, like 7-8 feet tall, not really bulky, but black. The shape they had didn't really, at this time, at the sighting, didn't look conical. It was like a big, very tall person, not skinny by any means, but not really huge either. It was kind of bobbing and weaving behind a tree, and then poke his head out, and go do that again. And I'm watching, and I'm like, no way. It was the same as, and I'm staring. I mean, I looked for my phone in my pocket, and then I realized it was in the car, charging, and I didn't want to go back to the car because I knew if I turned around, this Bigfoot was gonna vanish. So I'm staring at it. Once again, the dog's just sitting by me, minding her own business, and it kept doing the bob and kind of peeking behind the tree and looking up at me, and I'm looking at it, and it was really bizarre. because the air seemed to shimmer between me and the Bigfoot. I would kind of glance over at some other trees beside it, and there was no shimmer there. But I would look back at the Bigfoot still doing the tree peeking, and it would be a little shimmer. I could see it. It wasn't like it was cloaked or invisible in some way. But the air kind of shimmered, and I just kept staring at it. And then one time when I'm still checking to see if the shimmer was real or not, and I looked away, I looked back, and sure enough, it was gone. And I was like, wow, that was a Bigfoot. So as soon as my phone was charged, I got it, and I went down, and I went to the tree where I had seen it, kind of bobbing and weaving. And that was at that point I realized just how tall this creature had been, because I could see where I had seen the upper part of it, and I couldn't even, the branches close to that I couldn't even reach. I'm not a really tall guy in the first place, but it was like holy cats, the thing was huge. And I looked around for footprints, like you're supposed to, and I just didn't see any. It was like it was there and then it wasn't. It was fascinating. I couldn't figure it out, of course, but it was just fascinating. And so I texted my sons, I saw a Bigfoot, and they're all like, yeah, right, Dad. But I did. And that sighting is really what sparked my interest in Bigfoot. And it was really, I wasn't scared. I was just amazed. I went back and I had other experiences there, but I want to jump ahead in time, because it wasn't long after that I moved to Wisconsin.
Starting a business can be overwhelming. You're juggling multiple roles: designer, marketer, logistics manager, all while bringing your vision to life. But for millions of businesses, Shopify is the ultimate partner. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Build a stunning online store with Shopify's ready-to-use templates. Boost content with AI-powered product descriptions, page headlines, and enhanced photography. Marketing is easy with built-in tools for email and social media campaigns. Plus, Shopify simplifies everything from inventory to shipping and returns. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try. Shopify.com/try. This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply. Starting a business can be overwhelming. You're juggling multiple roles: designer, marketer, logistics manager, all while bringing your vision to life. But for millions of businesses, Shopify is the ultimate partner. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Build a stunning online store with Shopify's ready-to-use templates. Boost content with AI-powered product descriptions, page headlines, and enhanced photography. Marketing is easy with built-in tools for email and social media campaigns. Plus, Shopify simplifies everything from inventory to shipping and returns. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try. Shopify.com/try.
And it wasn't long after that I met my wife, my new wife, and she told me about where she likes to take her dogs for a walk. And it was a new place. It had just built this bridge from the main park over a river, and the plan was to make a road path, like gravel road and stuff. They have done that now, but just to provide access other side of the river. But nobody had really been over there for over 10 years. So it was brand new territory for anybody who goes over there. And she said, yeah, it's really kind of spooky, she told me. I go over there, I take the dogs, and I always feel like somebody's watching me. I was like, oh, really? That's fascinating. Let's go. Because that's one thing people, experience when the Bigfoot's around. They just feel like they're being watched. And, there I'm walking with her, and I'm looking around, and I start seeing tree bends. And breaks, right near the trail. And we walked about the 2 miles up the trail, and I keep seeing it all. So I started explaining to Karen, just, look, that's a tree break. I start on the way back. I'm pointing all these things. I noticed them on the way out. I start pointing these out to her. It's a tree break. She's like, yeah, so there's a tree bend. This is how the tree is like, this huge tree is like bent over, and it looks like a big, bend, a big arch. And she's like, yes, so I said, look at these trees are like right living against each other. It looks like a structure. And she's like, and I'm like, Bigfoot. She just started laughing. And she's like, no, I'm serious. You feel like you've been watching me have all these structures all over the place. Bigfoot. Have you at least been here? And she's just laughing. I said, no way. And I said, yeah, wait. Watch. I didn't tell her this, but I really had no idea to answer this next statement. I said, watch, when we get out on the other side of the river, we won't see any of that kind of thing. And she's like, yeah, right. They're all over the place. We're going to see them on the other side of the river, too. Guess what? He didn't. So I just on the drive home, and we got to get out there. And then she's like, oh, yeah. But then she starts picking up on my enthusiasm. She's like, let's go tonight. I'm like, really? Yeah. We'll go out there. We'll see what we can find. All right, go. So, she brings a blanket. She brings her drink. And she's just ready to just like camp out in what we call the meadow, which is the first turn on the path. And she sits down. And I'm like nervous because I'm pretty confident we got Bigfoot or Sasquatch, like we like to call them, in the area. I don't know these guys. Carolina was pretty friendly. I mean, they never messed with me, but never hurt anything. So I wasn't really scared there, but I didn't know if there's like one or a family or what in this new area. So I was nervous, and she was like, "What's the matter, Chris?" And I'm like, they're not serious. There could really be Sasquatch here. And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, I said, they're like 8 feet tall and 1,000 pounds and stuff. And like, she started laughing again. Well, we're like, we're fine. Sit down. I'm like, oh, let's go for a hike. So we picked up her blanket, and I carried the blanket. And about 5 seconds later, in the woods, I hear beep, beep, beep. I'm like, what was that? And she says, that's my phone. Your phone's out in the woods, Karen. Oh, yeah. And then we heard a whoop. I was already nervous, so now these sounds were too close for my comfort. Karen laughed and kept going until she heard a growl. And she thought it was a bear, and she said, let's go. And I was like, okay. And we started heading back. This is where it gets really, really interesting, scary. What do you call it? I mean, it was freaky. It was scary, to tell you the truth. So we're going down this path. If you don't know about the woods in Wisconsin, there's deciduous forest. You got pine trees and oak trees and elm trees and all kinds of stuff on either side of us. And it's the middle of summer, so the berry bushes are really, really tall, and you just can't get through them. And we're just walking down. We get to the meadow that I mentioned earlier, and it's on the way back. It's the last turn to the straight stretch to the bridge. which is about half a mile down. And we hear this great big stomp. It was like boom. And Karen says, Chris, want to go check that out? I let out an expletive, and basically I said, well, no. It did not sound like a come hither kind of sound, if you know what I mean. It was just boom, like something huge stomped as hard as it could. It was loud. And we kind of picked up the pace a little bit and headed towards the bridge, thinking, okay, that was really cool. And we actually heard a stomp. That was awesome. Then we get to the bridge, though, and we get like 2 steps onto the arching bridge over the river, and we hear this classic howl. It was really, really loud. And we're like, I'm first going, that's not a train. She's like, nope, that was not a train, Chris. And I'm like, that's crazy. And it only got worse. All of a sudden in the woods, just if we're looking back towards the trail to our left, we start hearing howls. I mean, when I say howls, it was like 3 or 4, 5 different creatures making noise. So we thought, that better part of wisdom would be to get the heck out of Dodge. So we hightailed it over the bridge, and we get halfway there, and all of a sudden they just started screaming. It was like howls and screams, and one of them sounded like some woman getting massacred just inside the trees. We're walking just opposite of all this caterwauling from this small river that these creatures, assuming the Bigfoot, which I'm pretty sure they were, could just wade across. And they're just like, rah, rah, banging on stuff, and it's literally screaming like a woman getting massacred and raped or whatever. And other ones were just howling, and some sounded, you ever heard chimpanzees in a zoo or something? But it was like numerous of them.
Starting a business can be overwhelming. You're juggling multiple roles: designer, marketer, logistics manager, all while bringing your vision to life. But for millions of businesses, Shopify is the ultimate partner. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. From household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Build a stunning online store with Shopify's ready-to-use templates. Boost content with AI-powered product descriptions, page headlines, and enhanced photography. Marketing is easy with built-in tools for email and social media campaigns. Plus, Shopify simplifies everything from inventory to shipping and returns. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try. Shopify.com/try. This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now out